Hey Kai, we haven't caught up since that brilliant win of yours.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it.
Yeah, what a great. Gee, it seems so long ago.
Yeah, it does.
What a day!
Oh yeah, no, it was massive build up. A whole year being away and being close to home in Perth and a few of the boys on the same card, and it was a great camp. So I was more than ready for what was to come, and I think just the internal work I did in the last year really prepared me for being back in my normal setting. Just enjoying the journey of everything that we do, the highs and the lows. You just have to take everything on board, because this isn't forever, and just having a bit of time away to kind of put all that energy into my whānau and my wife and kids, but then back into fighting, be all in and be intentional, and yeah, to see it all kind of unfold. Every day we got a bit closer, a bit more sharper, a bit more focused, and then come fight day, just felt back at home where I was born to do this, and just channeled all that support and energy and all that aroha from back home, and just went out there and got it done. So pretty satisfying to remind everyone and to remind myself, I'm still one of the best guys in the world, taking out Steve in the first round, who just fought for the belt and went the distance with the champ, Pantoja. So I told everyone that I was just going to let my actions do the talking, and that's what I did. Yeah.
Such a satisfying fight, but you say all about the everything coming together. Mentally, is it how much does that play? Because you had a crook back, you took a lot of time off, and everybody, well, when are you coming back? And you waited and you waited and you waited. Your strategy has paid off.
100%. A lot of things that was the learnings was don't force things, let it happen naturally, and let it happen when it's the right time. So that's when there's not that external pressure of thinking about I need to be providing for my family and getting back to sparring and all of that. It's just that's going to take care of itself. I just got to control what I can, and at that, well, in the build up for this fight, that was just in my the way I talk to myself. That head noise and that external pressure, I kind of had to bring it in and don't shy away from it, and it kind of helped me, like having my family that are relying on me to support them and give them stability. That kind of helps me just really take care of it, and just on fight week, having all that work done, everything that we're prepared for the fight. We were gonna be all good. I would have felt it in that fight camp, and I think the big learning from this camp is, from my journey, is training's training. Doesn't matter. I might not be the best guy on the mat, but it doesn't matter. It's about you preparing for that one date, that one fight night. That's when you want to be, bringing it all out and making it count on that night. So, that's what I was kind of putting all my energy into, and come fight night, I felt that Steve wasn't intimidated, but I can see it was starting to get to him because he's the hometown guy, so the pressure's on him to perform. I'm the guy that's taken a year off. I'm coming in to not be the gatekeeper or anything, but to see how good of a fighter Steve is, because I've been in the top 5 for the last 5 years. So people wanted to see, two New Zealand Australians go at it close to home, give the people what they want, and that's why we're on the co-main event. The UFC knew that we would deliver a good fight. So to go in there and just let the pressure of the moment get to him and not get to me. I've been in these positions before where I fought for the world title. I fought in my hometown. I know what it's like, and it is tough if you're not ready for it, or it's a learning, and I've gone through it. So I know that you can't let those things get to you. At the end of the day, it's just a fight. You can't build it up any more than it needs to. And through experience, I've figured out, what works for me, and to go in there and find our range, something we worked on a lot. And I know a lot of guys that in this flyweight division think I just have a right hand, but this time the left hand landed. So it's good to mix it up, show that we are well-rounded and have all the tools. And something we worked on a lot in this camp was distance management and staying in the fire. So knowing that contact's coming, we're going to get hit. Steve's sharp, he's got good boxing. So we are going to get hit, but we're going to keep coming forward. So a lot of the setup and that before the actual fight finished, just gave him a different look every time, different jabs, different targets I was hitting. I was happy with the way it kind of presented itself, that finish. And I didn't think I was going to come in that first round. It's more just fulfilling each other out, and eventually I found that shot that he wasn't expecting, and that's what hurt him. And after that it's all just instinct to find that finish, and I found it with the right hand.
A couple of things there that were, everybody talks about, you've got to keep busy, you've got to keep busy and you've got to fight, but you just proved that's not necessarily the case for every fighter. And the other thing in the fight itself, I thought it was like, you were like an eye dog. You were just sort of just cutting off a little bit, just making them work your way, and waiting for the right time. It was perfect timing, as you said.
Definitely paid off, just being patient, giving him a different look that I think he thought he was starting to get momentum, but that's when I want you to think that you're one step ahead, but I knew that I was setting something up, and that was going to the body, that was switching my stance, that was bridging in, bridging out, just giving him false security of he's missing, but I was missing on I wasn't missing, I was hitting the targets that I wanted to, and just it's satisfying seeing it all kind of come together, and obviously not taking too much damage, to getting the fight done in one round, and pretty much putting me back in the title contention. After this fight, Steve was the guy that everyone thought would be the next champ, and I think people have always done is underestimate me, look over me. But look on my resume, I fought the best guys in this division, and I've taken out guys that have never lost before, world champion or former world champions, and guys that they're building up as the next contender. I don't shy away from anyone. I'll fight the best guys. That's what you're here to do in the UFC. Every fight is the best guys in the world. So to be away for 1 year, take one fight, and then be right back in the mix. Best case scenario. I was talking to Eugen and Ash, my manager, after the fight, and they said, just stay ready. You should be right there for to fight for the title next, if not the one after. So best way to kind of set myself up, if that's the end of this year, if we're going to fight, or next year, or early next year. Just want to stay kind of active in the gym, keep upskilling, keep some sort of maintenance, and just go from there.
We talked a bit about, I talked to quite a few people about your power, you've always been a big puncher, but I thought your power was, just watching you on the pads and that, was increased. You proved it with that shot, but was that something that you were aware of, that you had strengthened up in that area?
I think so, definitely. Like the lifts that I was doing this camp in my S&C, my strength and conditioning, I've lifted the heaviest I've ever lifted. I was doing like, I know this doesn't correlate to fighting, but there is a definite strength increase. Like my bench was 100 kgs for 2. I've never benched that much in my life. Deadlifting, 200 kgs for 5 reps. Squatting, over 160, 170. So that stuff's like pre-camp stuff. We don't really do that in the 12-week block, but that's the numbers I was coming into this fight camp with. So starting to drop weight. Obviously the weight cut down to flyweight. I still managed to maintain that strength most of the way through this camp. So when I was landing punches and just being accurate, I knew that there's pop there and I can crack. And it's just different when you hit a pad or an inspiring. If you land clean, you don't need to load up too much. It's just that fluid punch where you've made good connection, and that's the punch that landed on Steve, was that double jab, step over right, he thought he was just out of range, and then I stepped again, and that's what that left hook landed. So I was ready to slip if he was going to land that left hook, because that's his main weapon, is the crisp inside left hook. It's real clean. So I was ready for if that was coming back at me, if I was going to weave under, but I didn't have to because he didn't throw it, and that's the left hook that landed. So it definitely was a big thing in this camp, just doing a lot of building blocks, so 4 weeks of something, if that's S&C, if that's cardio based stuff, and then changing it to another 4-week block, so kind of just a lot of variety. That's what helped me in this preparation, was getting different looks, different training, so my body's always kind of guessing, and then working with the boxers, working with Sun's my strength and conditioning coach, obviously Eugene on the pads, and then all the classes that we do with sparring and wrestling and stuff, and then obviously Andre, the wrestling coach, breaking down situations and stuff. Really got detailed into I guess putting everything to that next level that we need to go, and getting a bit older now, 31, into my prime, that definitely dad strength's in full effect. So just utilising all my resources around me and all that support. I wouldn't be able to do this with that my wife, my rock behind me, that kind of is the glue that puts it all together, helps with all the kids and both our 2 sons, and deals with all the good and the bad that I bring home from the gym. If it's a bad day, or if it's a good day, just kind of riding that roller coaster with me. So pretty lucky to have that support system behind me to allow me to go do what I do. And I think a big part of what I do is giving that back after I fight, and after it's all done. I don't try to not just go straight back to the gym. I want to give it back to my family and make sure that that's not just taking all the time. I want to give and just be present and give them that love and support, so when the next camp starts, we can get back to being not selfish, but you have to be in the sport because it's so demanding. It's not just, a lot of people said, that fight looked too easy, but that's my job to make it look easy. It's the blood, sweat and tears we do in that 12 week leading up to it, really to go wherever's necessary. If the fight needs to be a 3-round war, that's where the hard work is put into. Obviously the fight night is the tip of the iceberg, but it's in the preparation, it's the camps, it's the wear and tear, it's that full on attention to detail and focus that you need to have, not just in the gym but 24/7 leading towards a big fight. There's so much that it takes to get ready.
You've always been known as a complete professional. How long is it before it's too late to get the call for this year? When's the cut-off time?
There's a few big flyweight fights happening in the next few months. So in this top 5, everyone's actually booked besides the champ. So ideally, I would want to step in and take the champ on. We haven't fought outside of the Ultimate Fighter. This is back in 2016. Me and Alexander Pantoja fought, and he beat me in a 2-round fight. It should have been a 3-round fight, but in the Ultimate Fighter there are only 2 rounds. So 2016 was the last time we fought, and obviously it's been so long since then, and our careers have it's kind of crazy if you look back on that cast of the season 24 Ultimate Fighter. We were coached by Henry Cejudo and Joseph Benavides. They were the face of the flyweight division, and now everyone on that cast is the face of the flyweight division now. Pantoja, Moreno, myself, who else was that? Tim Elliott. We're all still here, and it's pretty cool to see that the next generation's coming through, and we're the old guys that are keeping them in check and making sure that they got to get past us if they want to get to the title. So it'd be a great storyline. Pantoja's done well while he's been in the UFC, and as a champion he's got a great style, tough, durable, comes to fight, doesn't shy away from a war. So that's the kind of fight I expect if we're to share the octagon again. And we haven't fought each other in the UFC, and he's fought most of the guys in that top 5. Moreno twice, Roy Val twice, so it just makes sense that I'm the next guy. So I think they were bringing in a guy from Japan. I heard the rumour that the Risen champ is signed to the UFC, so if they're going to fast track him straight into a title shot, I told them after the fight, I said, he's got to earn this first. You know, I've been around for years, and you know, I fought the guy that everyone was talking like he was the next champ, and I took him out in the first round. So, you know, that kind of holds its weight to make me as the next contender. But yeah, we'll see what the UFC want to do. You know, I've done what I needed to do, and I put myself in the best position. So if that means I'm the next contender, or if I'm the backup fighter, if they end up doing that fight end of this year, I'll be ready. And if I am the backup fighter, usually that helps you or guarantees you the next title shot. That's how it kind of works. So I heard a rumour also that the UFC coming back to Sydney next year. I don't know when, maybe first quarter. So if I don't fight this year, I guess I'd love to be on a card close to home in Sydney, or if that is happening. But yeah, we'll see what happens. The main thing is for me is just staying in the gym, staying upskilling, obviously working on stuff that I can always get better at, and just being around the team at City Kickboxing. But I'm ready to get back into a camp if they do give me the call up, and bring a belt back to New Zealand.
Brilliant, mate. Thanks very much for that update. Yeah, it's can't wait. Well, I know whenever it is, you'll be ready anyway. So yeah, brilliant.
Cheers, bro. Thank you.
Yeah. When did the Warriors start training again?
We start November, so I'm back on for next year.
Wow. Yeah. John too.
Yep.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's good.
That'd be good, eh?
Yeah.
November 6th, I think they're gonna.